All right, let's talk about man hobbies. Man hobbies. First of all, I'm going to be coming to you from Ambassador Cigar Lounge in my private room back here. I'm a member here. It's a great cigar lounge. If you're in Michigan, it's the best cigar lounge you could go to. All right, it's in the metro area of Detroit. Look it up. Actually, Troy, which is north of Detroit. Right now, I'm smoking a CLE. Got a box of CLE here. Prieto cigars. Very, very good cigar. Full body, box pressed. They're real consistent with every cigar they make. So I always know I'm going to get the same smoke, and it's excellent. Also got a glass of Basil Hayden Rye, one of my favorite dark things to drink. So this is one of my man hobbies. All right, is I get my writing done, I get some work done, and I enjoy a good cigar. You know, I don't get trashed or loopy, but I enjoy a good drink. And these are important things for you to not lose. Even when you get in relationships, even when you become a parent, and you're so busy that you're working, you're providing. Maybe you made the mistake of getting married. I don't endorse a marriage by the state, but I appreciate marriage, and I appreciate those of you who do marriage, okay? So I'm not slamming on the marriage thing, especially if you're going to have children. So you're a dad, you know, you're married, or you're whatever, right? You're in a long-term relationship. Oftentimes what goes by the wayside are your hobbies, your man hobbies, right? We have a little bit of an attack right now in society on masculinity. Even though women are starving to have a masculine man in their lives. I run into it probably literally every day when I interact with women. I'm very social, and I interact with women of all ages and all different contexts, and it comes up so often I've lost count. I'd say definitely quite a few times a week. There aren't men anymore, right? Now, being a man doesn't mean that you're smoking a cigar. Maybe you don't enjoy cigars. Doesn't mean you're drinking any liquor at all. That's not necessarily manly. But what I'm doing right now, as I talk to you, we should have a little dad conversation, you know. Even if you're 10, 20 years older than me, I'll be your dad with a cigar and a whiskey, you know, like old school 1950s dad. Dispense advice. But, you know, regardless of what your flavor is, I mean, could be your gym activity. Maybe you really I like bodybuilding, I go to the gym. You know, I like combat sports, I do combat sports. These are considered masculine or manly things, right? Not that women can't enjoy a cigar or dark whiskey, or can't. Some of the best fights I've ever seen were UFC fights involving two women who are very skilled, you know, and I'm a huge fan of female fighters and females in sports, you know. So it's not always like gender specific, but just generally speaking, though, regardless of what it is, I don't care if your hobby is interpretive dance, okay, which is maybe not classically a manly thing, all right? Whatever it is, there are things that you do that bring value to you and allow you to bring value to the world, right? And what happens is you get bogged down. Most of you get bogged down in falling into some woman's frame of reference or frame of mind, and frame of what she thinks you should do and how you should behave. So no, you're no longer shooting once a month with the boys because she doesn't want you to. You know, you're no longer taking a hunting trip once a year because she doesn't think she thinks you're taking away from the relationship. Or she wants to insert herself into that situation, which is not for her, quite frankly. Or, you know, maybe she pressures you to not go to the gym so much, to not do the things you like. Maybe you feel pressured and you're pressuring yourself because, you know, you got 2, 3 kids, you know, one on the way, whatever, you're building a family, you're working a lot, and you like being a father, and so much time gets put into that you just don't feel like you have the time to do your man hobby, right? These are all valid reasons. They seem valid anyway for people to stop doing the things that bring them value, right? But I warn you to not take that path, all right? Don't lose yourself in your family or in your relationship. Don't lose yourself, because you'll lose who you are as a man.
Do you want anything to eat, or are you good? We're going to turn out the time.
I'm good. Thank you. What's nice about this place is pretty girls come in and ask you if you need anything. Anyway. You know, don't lose who you are. Okay? That's so important. And if who you are, especially let's think about your chick. If who you are was a guy who was into boxing, and all of a sudden, because of social pressure and pressure from her, you stop boxing. Not because you want to or whatever, but that's the real reason why. And maybe you lie to yourself, and maybe you come up with excuses, and you sort of deflect and lie to yourself and delude yourself into thinking that you did it for you, but you really stopped doing your man hobby for her or for the family or for your obligations, for your responsibilities. A number of things happen to you that erode your psyche as a man. You become a beta-tized servant to your family, to your woman, and to other people. The problem with being that beta-tized servant is you end up sacrificing yourself and who you are for them, which sounds very noble, but at the end of the day, that is not what your family actually wants you to do, because then you're not you, all right? You sacrifice who you are and everything you have going for you and your interests for another person. Not only will you resent that, but they will resent you for it. Women will not appreciate you giving yourself up as a man for them. They won't. Self-aware women know this, and they'll tell you, don't give that thing up. You need to go do that thing. You do that. You play ball once a week, twice a week. Don't stop doing that. I mean, they'll tell you because they know it's a woman that's a good match, that's a little bit more self-aware, knows you need that as a man, and she doesn't want you to become that beta-tized, weak person that's living life for everybody else and not on his own mental point of origin and not doing what's right for him. You have to take care of yourself before you can really take care of everybody else. And there's 2 ways you're going to take, there's probably lots of ways, but here's 2 potential ways you're going to end up trying to take care of everybody else. One is you will end up sacrificing yourself and who you are. All right? The problem is they don't want a slave. Besides some very toxic women out there, maybe some women who've been indoctrinated a little bit too much with feminism, most women don't want a slave. They want a man who's going to lead them, who's going to take charge, who's going to make them feel secure, who's going to be a good decision maker, who's going to make them feel like they can trust his decision making and who he is. He brings that masculinity to the table, and she can relax and be a woman and be happy, not be a Karen and cut off all her hair and bitch at you all the time because she doesn't trust your masculine frame. And here you are slaving more and more and more, giving up more and more and more, and she doesn't appreciate any of it because you're not showing up with the masculine energy that she would be aroused by, attracted to, and that she married you or she got in that relationship with you for, that she had those kids with you for. You've lost it. So women will shit test this because they don't know what the fuck they're doing half the time. No offense, ladies, you just don't. Guys don't either in other contexts, or wouldn't even have to do this video if guys knew what they were doing. So don't make it a thing, all right? People don't know what they're doing. That's why I do these videos, all right? But women don't understand what they're doing with this half the time, and they'll shit test you. Part of their brain will say, is this the alpha guy I fell in love with, or is this a beta guy who's going to sacrifice for me? And then they'll try to dress you up so you look stupid, or get you to sacrifice your goals and your hobbies and your dreams and your man hobbies for them, you know, and for things that they want to do. Well, you can't go golfing because we have this stupid thing I'm requiring you to go to, or I'm going to withhold sex for a week, you know. Women might try to pull that shit. Don't let them, all right? The best thing you can do is you set the standard for yourself. Now, of course, you can call it benevolent self-interest and benevolent leadership. You're taking care of yourself, but you are also making sure you're balancing things. You're not spending every night at the gym and not raising your kids. That's not what I suggest, right? Maybe you're only, because you are so busy and all this stuff, maybe you're only doing your man hobby once a month. You know, but the difference is you're making the decision to do that for you. You're making the decision to maybe only do it once a month because that's what you're happy with right now because of your other responsibilities and stuff. And you make some concessions like that. But never, never, never give up your man hobbies for a woman or for your family or for your kids because they don't want you to, even if they act like they do sometimes. They want you to be you. And the you that they want you to be isn't the beta-tized slave of a man that you used to be. The man they want you to be is that dominant alpha leader who takes care of himself so he can provide value to the world. Thanks for tuning in. Hit subscribe, hit like. Get on my list. I just put out first newsletter. Okay? The title of it is How to Get Your Wife to Want to Bang You Again. Alright? If you're not married, not even in a relationship, you need to read it. These are the things I can't talk about on YouTube. So you need to get on my list for it. Okay? The link will be in the comments so you can do that. Thanks for your support.